I want to talk about one of the most common lies in gambling. Not necessarily a dramatic one or a desperate one, but a reasonable one. It's the lie of I'll stop when the season ends. And I think it's relevant because we're almost at the end of football season. So that sentence sounds responsible. It sounds controlled. It sounds like someone who has a plan. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Because gambling addiction rarely says never. It usually just says later. Like, I'll stop after football. I'll stop after March Madness. I'll stop after the playoffs. I'll stop after this hot run is over. And every time it feels different and it feels intentional. But here's the truth: I'll stop when the season ends isn't a plan, it's a delay tactic that feels mature. What makes this lie so powerful is that it attaches itself to time, and not just a random time, it's meaningful time. Sports seasons give structure, they give rhythm, they give anticipation. So gambling doesn't just exist alongside the season, it hides inside it. Football season starts in August, you're betting on Saturdays and Sundays, and by the time you get to the end of the season, you're betting almost daily on games and it feels normal. And then the playoffs hit, and the games matter more, and the bets feel bigger, and then the Super Bowl arrives, and you tell yourself, after this, I'm done. That feels like a clean ending. But then the Super Bowl ends and March Madness is right around the corner, and March Madness doesn't feel optional. Everyone's talking about it, everyone's filling out brackets, everyone's betting, so you say, "Okay, fine, after March Madness." Again, that still feels reasonable, and then, of course, March Madness ends, and now it's baseball season, and you tell yourself, "I don't even really like betting on baseball, but it's opening day, and opening day feels like, you just have to bet on it." So you place a bet. Maybe it's a small one just to stay involved, and then it's summer, and it's nothing crazy, nothing dangerous, just enough to stay connected, and now you find yourself in August. Football previews are everywhere. You're hearing talks about win totals, week 1 lines, draft content, and just like that, you're back to where you started, telling yourself the same damn thing: "I'll stop when the season ends." This is what most people don't understand about gambling addiction. Gamblers don't usually quit, they negotiate with themselves. "I'll stop if I lose. I'll stop if I win. I'll stop when I get back to even. I'll stop after this weekend." Every promise has a condition, and conditions mean permission to continue. Because as long as that condition isn't met, you're allowed to keep going. That's not weakness, that's just psychology. It's called bargaining, and bargaining feels safer than stopping outright. The reason why being done after the season works so well is because it sounds like an adult. It sounds measured, it sounds controlled. Let's finish what we started, not be dramatic about it, and enjoy it one last time. And that logic makes sense for things that actually end. Like a project ends, the semester ends, a job contract ends. Gambling doesn't. It just changes form and changes sports. When one season ends, another one starts. When one sport slows down, another one heats up, and it's right in the middle of the season. There's no empty space. It's just a new reason to gamble. What's scary is that most of the damage doesn't happen on a single bad day. It happens in the waiting, like waiting for the season to end, waiting for the right moment, waiting for a clean exit. And while you wait, things slowly disappear: your mental energy, your presence, your sleep, your patience, your peace. You don't notice it happening because nothing dramatic occurs. There's no explosion, no headline, no obvious crash out. It just drains you. That's why so many people say, "I don't know when it became a problem," because it didn't announce itself. It disguised itself as patience or as discipline or as timing. You weren't reckless, you weren't impulsive, you're just waiting. And here's the part that's uncomfortable to hear: there is no season where quitting suddenly feels easy. There's no magical ending point where gambling politely lets you walk away. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting forever because the calendar never stops. Especially now with betting apps, and you can bet on every single sport you could ever imagine. And a lot of people think quitting gambling means giving something up, but for most people, it actually means giving something back: your attention, your emotional bandwidth, your ability to watch a game without anxiety. You get your weekends back, your sleep, your peace of mind. Quitting isn't about losing excitement, it's about losing the constant pressure to manage outcomes. If you're watching this and you've told yourself, "I'll stop after this season," more than once, that doesn't mean you're broken, it just means you're human. And again, it's in a system that's designed to keep you playing. The hardest part isn't stopping bets, it's stopping the negotiation with yourself. Because the moment you stop negotiating with the calendar is the moment you realize something important. There was never going to be a "after this season is over," only the season you decided to step out of. If this video hits close to home, you're not alone. And if you're still telling yourself, "I'll be done after this season," just know that voice isn't evil, it's scared. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop waiting for permission.